What's up, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to another episode of Pour Michigan Reviews. It is Sunday night. We're doing a quick review for you guys. This is going to be from Arvon. It's the Haze, but not hazy, guys. So we're used to typical hazy sour beers from Arvon. That's mostly what they produce, guys. Let's just be honest. It's usually a hazy New England, and it's usually a sour beer. But today we have a haze but not hazy pale ale. It could be hazy. Maybe they're trolling us. I don't know, but we'll crack into this one shortly. We have a 5.5% ABV. We have a pale ale with Citra, Talus and Michigan Chinook hops. Keep cold, drink fresh. There is no canned on date, guys, which is kind of discouraging, but it's that typical water painting from Arvon. We see that 99% of the time out of their artwork. They're kind of branching out lately, but this is what they're mostly known for, was this label, that one in the woods. This is about $4.99 per can, so this is going to be the lower tier of their financials, let's put it that way. It's going to be a little bit cheaper than the other beers, but it's not as high gravity, not high ABV. So I'm looking forward to this one, guys, because I like branching out outside of what they typically do. It's fun to kind of break these down. A little bit of foamy head coming out of the top as I'm looking at it. Let's go to a pour. Hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Be safe out there, guys. A lot of people are getting sick. There's a lot of colds, a lot of flu, a lot of everything else going around. So just make sure you take your meds and drink your beer. Not advice that's warranted, is it? I'm cutting back a little bit, by the way, guys. I just want to let you know that. So I'm kind of taking a step back for health reasons. I'm trying to lose some weight. I might be reviewing a little bit less, or you might not see the consistency like I've been doing, but it's to be seen. Let's see if I can balance these ratios of beers to fitness, guys. As we look at this beer, guys, it's that golden, kind of hazy, orangey, copperish hue. A little bit darker in the camera. It's dash more yellow to me. It looks a little bit more burnt orange to your eyes from the camera. We have a pretty big head that's about 2 middle fingers worth, honestly. It seems to be hanging on for a little bit. Very bright white, sticking to the glass in a nice way. Looks like there's some medium carbonation, medium to high carbonation streaming to the top, little bubbles. Pretty looking beer. It's not completely see-through. There is a little bit of opaqueness to this beer. But yeah, it's not completely hazy either. So it's somewhere in the middle, guys. Let's go to an aroma. That's pretty bright for being a pale ale. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of big grapefruit notes, a little bit of like stone fruitiness. Bright, slight hoppiness to this beer. Very kind of bready forwardness. Sweet honey, like that's really sticking out in abundance. A little bit of sweet pine on the back end as well, guys. It smells like a very nice, bright, luscious pale ale. It smells a lot bigger than it would be. It smells like a New England style, typically from Arvon that you're accustomed to getting. That's the same nose that I'm getting from a similar hop profile, especially with the Citra. Yeah, it just smells very nice, and then a little bit more subdued and calm on the back end the more I sip it, so or smell it, I should say. Let's go in for a sip, guys. This is going to be the haze, but not hazy. Oh, man. Wow. Got a lot more bitterness than I thought it would on the nose. There's quite like a malty bitterness on the back end that hangs on. Wow. Earthy, woody, kind of, you're in the woods, kind of grassy, old school malt from like Sierra Nevada pale ales. Like it's got kind of that malty kind of complex on the back end. Must be the Chinook kind of playing around with this. And I'm not too familiar with Talus. I don't remember exactly what that represents. But the Citra, it's bringing that kind of citrusy, kind of peachiness to a little bit of like almost a tropical forwardness. But it's kind of more subdued by the other hops in this beer. Just like a kiss of earthy pine and that slight bitter, almost I want to say dank quality, but it's not. It's more of like that woody earth thing on the back end. The pine sticks through a little bit, but it's not sticky or oily. It's not like that. It's just, again, it kind of reminds me of an old school pale ale on the back end of this beer. Still clean and crisp though. Like the more I drink it, almost has like a Pilsner kind of yeasty quality to it. Almost like a slight funk, if you will. And I know that's probably not what it is because I had a lot of German beers in the last month, but it reminds me ever so slight of that quality that a Pilsner / German lager brings. And maybe it's more of that back end kind of bittering funk that almost it reminds me of. But the beer's crisp, man. It's real crisp. It's delivering, you know, IPA hazy qualities on the front end, and then it's more of that old school pale ale on the back end with a little bit of that, like that sweet honey Pilsner vibe, a little bit of that piney, grapefruity bitterness on the back end, and just kind of lingers a little bit. Certainly a little bit more bitter than I anticipated, honestly, but the beer is pretty well balanced. It's kind of got that bright kind of forward thing in the beginning, transitions through sweet breadiness all the way through the middle, a little bit of honey, and then again, guys, that old school pale ale, a little bit of bitterness on the back end, kind of keeps you coming back for more. It's still a very good beer. And I don't even know if it's grapefruit. It's more like tangerine kind of honey, just tangerine honey vibes. Almost again. Reminds me of like some sort of like German Pilsner or lager. Just kind of reminds me of that on the back end. Again, kind of rambling, but this is a good beer. This is a good beer. It's not something you typically get from Arvon, so that's probably why I appreciate it. Certainly not going to wow the Arvon guys who typically like their New England styles, but this one's a little bit more subdued, a little bit easier, cleaner drinking, if you will. So, for rating. A little bit more of that citrus. There it is. Yeah, there's grapefruit and tangerine. 3.83 out of 5. Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's super refreshing. It's got a little bit of that old school vibe to it, a little bit of new school. So, yeah, guys, this has been the Haze but Not Hazy from Arvon. Yeah, 3.83 for me, and thank you guys so much. Happy Sunday. Let's have a good week. Cheers.